Yeah. So the last time we saw each other was what, like 6 months ago, and then it was right there at like the little like credit house segment that we did. And then who was there? We had Khaled was there. Khaled's been fucking crushing it, by the way,
Yeah,
bro.
he's been going crazy.
Khaled's your
for
student,
sure.
right?
No, Khaled, he's just my friend.
But you're the one who put him on, pretty much, or no?
I basically like I mean I didn't teach him like everything, but obviously like I did put him onto like the personal branding stuff and like you know, hey bro, like you need to get a car, you need to get a watch, you know, just you know that and how to hack it, right? How to buy things correctly. Like instead of using your liquid cash, maybe you can leverage some credit, you know, get you a nice watch, get you a nice car, and then you can use that to basically network and market yourself and your personal brand. But you know, that's like another hack that we can talk about too. The whole like using credit to like build your personal brand. But no, like I'm proud of him, bro. Like within a year, like he basically like changed his life around.
No,
you know?
facts.
Like, he has his business.
Facts.
But with the credit, like it just like gave him like that extra boost to like.
Yeah, how old is he, by the way? He's like 26.
Yeah, he's like 26.
Yeah, and he just got a G wagon.
Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, he's like not my mentee. He's like he's just my close friend that like, you know, we chop it up like every other day and just like put each other on game. But I mean, he puts me on game, and I put him on game. But but I mean, that's how it works, you know. And like, you know, you need friends like that too, because like
facts.
Like my past friends that I had, you know, we never really talked about like, you know, ambitious shit, you know.
Facts.
But the friends that I have now, like all we talk about is like, okay, what kind of car we want to drive? Okay, I want to get this watch, or like I want to live at this penthouse. Like I'm trying to live at this place, go on this vacation. Like that's literally all we talk about. How to make money, how to like build systems, and you know, stuff like that.
How would you say from switching that friend group from your old previous friends to this current new friend group that you roll with, right? Which I'm assuming some are your business partners, right? Some of these friends are also your business partners. How would you say that's kind of like changed your life or kind of scope on the world that you have?
So like it just motivates me to like do better because like we do have like a friendly competition, right?
Of course. Yeah.
So like my friend, one of my friend Carlos, like he this year he bought like his jewelry, right? Yeah. So he bought some jewelry. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, no, I gotta cop some jewelry. So like that pushed me to get my jewelry.
That's sick. Yeah.
You know, I went to the Ice Champ. You know, spent like $60,000 on jewelry. But then now Khaled got the G wagon, right? So like now I have to like step it up and like get like a fucking Rolls Royce or something. You know, so like it's just friendly competition, you know, like there's like no hate or nothing like
no facts. I think when it's coming from a place of just being genuine and authenticity, bro, especially like Khaled, bro, when I first met him, it was about like 6 months ago. First time I ever met up with dude, and he was just genuine, you could tell. And I was talking about this with my boy the other day that something about business is like what takes you a lot further is just being genuine and being authentic, because that's something that you can't fake. You know what I mean? Like you can pick up on that vibration, you can pick up on that frequency when you're speaking to someone, and you can just tell like, all right, this guy just kind of wants to take money from me. And then you can tell when we get together with Khaled, we're looking and we're trying to strategize and plan ways on how we can help each other make money, right?
No, facts, bro. And like especially like in this industry, whether it's like the influencer, personal brand, social media, or like the credit industry, like you're gonna meet a lot of fake ass people, you know. And like I have met a lot of fake ass people who like they'll just fuck you over, like they really don't give a fuck about anything, like just trying to like get something out of you, you know, whether it's free game, whether it's like money or some type of shit. But yeah, like when you meet those genuine people, like obviously you want to keep them around because like you know, and like, you know, me and my friends, like we don't charge each other for game either. And like, all right, you put me onto this, I'm gonna put you onto this, you know, especially with systems. I know like, you know, you're helping me out with some systems and stuff like that. So you know.
Yeah, exactly, man. I think it comes down to a point where like I'm really heavy on this too. It's that like the individuals at the bottom, right, that haven't made it yet, they're always seeking like some kind of competition. You know what I mean? And it's really the individuals at the top that kind of have pivoted their mindset and are more so kind of they kind of have this fixed mindset on collaboration as opposed to competition. And that's like what really is the main like determinant factor, whether you succeed or not, is surrounding yourself with individuals that are at the top or want to be at the top or strive to be at the top, and they're seeking for collaboration, not competition, right? Like again, that friendly competition is a form of collaboration, exactly, right? But there's definitely some forms of unhealthy like competition. There's definitely some forms of, you know, just being negative. And one thing that I've learned just being a business bro is that negativity always comes from the bottom. You know what I mean? Somebody will never hate on you who's doing better than you. The only way that I'll possibly hate on someone who is doing better than me is if they're preaching something that I truly, truly don't believe in, or like they're misguiding the youth or misguiding certain individuals to do the wrong things. That's just something firmly that I believe in. But aside from that, like I'll truly never hate on someone who is, I wouldn't even want to say less than me because that's like a belittling term, but someone who hasn't made it yet on the financial aspect. I don't see a point in hating, you know what I mean? Because I was there at that point, and all I wanted was somebody to basically reach out and help a lending hand. So any chance I get, any opportunity I get, bro, I'm always looking to help out. So yeah, bro, that's why I really fuck with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. But that's what happens, bro. Like, obviously, like you start getting some type of motion, like you start making more money,
Yeah,
drive nicer cars, you take these luxury vacations, and like the people that you did come up with, obviously they'll feel some type of way.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
I know what you mean. It's kind of like a sense of obligation. Like they feel like you kind of owe them something. I don't know if you kind of felt this too, but growing up in my childhood, a lot of the friends that I grew up with, we kind of all had the same dreams, the same visions, the same goals. And the only difference between me and my friends is I invested in myself and acquired a piece of information that I took action on, right? And then I seek the network, I seek individuals to talk to, how I can implement this action. But that's something that I personally saw is when I would consider myself have made it, certain people in my life did reach out from my past, and they kind of felt like I had a sense of obligation towards them, and I don't. You know what I mean? I don't know them shit. Like, I don't know if you feel the same way.
No, yeah, like I still get those people like calling me and hitting me up, like, bro,
Yeah.
like answer your phone, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck do you mean, bro? I haven't talked to you in a fucking year, like,
Yeah.
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 Because like these people don't realize like how much money that we actually spent,
Yeah.
on ourselves, whether it was like mentors or like courses or like building out these systems, like hiring a whole team, like not even that, like all the L's that we took.
Oh
Like,
yeah, exactly. No, I completely agree. And like, even if you completely like look past the financial aspect, bro, it's about the time that we've invested. Our time is worth the most amount of money. You can't put a return on our time, right? Like, we have clients that will offer me $1,000 to get on an hour call with me to consult for their businesses, or I have someone trying to learn from me directly one-on-one for $5,000. As much as I'd prefer to take 5,000, I allocate my time better at $1,000 an hour than work with them for the next 3 months for $5,000. You know what I mean? Things like that, bro, is what you have to understand is that your time really is the most valuable, asset in your business. It's not really, yes, your team is like very, very important, but once you realize, bro, that you only have 24 hours in a day and your competition, they have people on their team. So they each have 24 hours in their day, right? The way that you grow is with systems, with the team. So that, yes, you have 24 hours in your day, but if you have a team of 10 people, it's 240 hours. You know what I mean? So that's really like some advice that I would give to people out there is look to collaborate. Don't look to compete, especially when you're just starting off. That's the worst thing you can do is competition, especially with people at the very, very top. You're competing with the top dogs. Look to provide value in their life. Look to make them more money or save them more time. That way you collaborate with them and they're more likely to do business with you and put you on game.
No, I know, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people don't provide any value.
Exactly.
Like people want to link up with you. They're like, "Hey, bro, like, can I take you to dinner? Like, I'm trying to like pick your brain for like an hour. Like, bro, like, I can take myself to dinner. Like, why the fuck do I want to go hang out with you and shit? Like, if you want to pick my brain, it's gonna cost you like damn near $5,000, just to learn from me. But like that's the thing. Like a lot of people, they want to link up with you, but they just want something. Like they don't want to pay for your shit. Like, and that's another thing too. Like, I can sit there and give people the whole game, the whole blueprint.
It's the action.
It's it's the action. But like, since they didn't pay, they're not gonna pay attention.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, that should be getting annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I do agree, man. I think that all negativity comes from the bottom. Someone who's truly at the top, bro, and is aspiring to be the best. You'll see, bro. The individuals at the top, their mind is so fixated on just like being genuine and spreading positivity and looking to grow and collaborate. It's the individuals at the bottom that are so negative and looking to pull everyone down to their level. That's something that I've really, really taken into consideration in the past. That's kind of why I had to pivot my business model from standard traditional credit repair. And nothing against those people. I understand everyone has their own predicament, their own situation that they're going through in life. But one thing that I did realize about the credit repair clients, and I know you can attest to this, is a lot of them are kind of bad energy or like very negative people. You know what I mean? And the way I always say it is like, bro, with all due respect, like I love you as a client, I respect you as an individual, but in all fairness, you did spend the last 5 years of your life fucking up your credit and you expect our company to fix it overnight. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So I know that you can probably say more to that. Like the credit per clients, like their energy, they're kind of like, you know what I mean, how they are. Yeah.
No, yeah, people just people want instant results. You know, whether it's
Yeah.
with their credit, fitness, or whatever it is, they want instant results, but they don't know what it takes exactly. You know, like me, like I barely started making money last year, like actual good money.
Yeah.
You know, and I do have a lot of friends who are multimillionaires, and like never once did they talk down on me or
Exactly.
like talk shit or whatever. You
They
know,
encourage
like,
you, they motivate you, they put you on game to get there quicker in their position because they want you there next to them with them. Because they know if you're there with them, guess what? Another team got bigger and now you're an asset to their company. Now you guys can be codependent off of each other and help each other grow. You know what I mean? To succeed. That's the way that I see it, bro. Like any people that try to reach out, you know, Khaled, you, I always look to put you guys on game, of course. But at the same time, it's all about valuing our time. And it's like, what can this other individual do for me as well? Not in a negative aspect, but everything is kind of like a business transaction in life. You know what I mean? Whether you're talking to a chick, whether you're talking to your best friend, talking to your family, everything is some form of like transaction, right? Like, what are you giving in exchange for XYZ, right? So that's the way that I've always valued my time. And one thing about making more money and becoming more successful, you start to put way more of a price on your time. Like those same like bum friends that would hang out, you know, that would ask you to hang out on the weekends and go to the parties, go to the clubs, your time becomes a lot more valuable. And you don't want to do that with those friends. You know what I mean?
no, yeah, facts. And it is different too. Like going out with your friends that like actually put in the work
Yeah.
and like they actually got some type of motion.
And
like
you're celebrating that.
yeah, like going out with them, it feels different than like, you know, hanging out with like your other friends who are like they have no motion. Like you have to you have to pay for all the bottles. You have to pay for everything else.
I've been
Like,
there.
you know, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're hanging out with like, you know, people like you, obviously like we can like turn up, go crazy. But like
Exactly.
it just feels better. Like that aura is there,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, man. I agree. But back to the topic that we were discussing, man. What's kind of been you with you? Like, what do you have in the projects right now? Like in the plans? What are you cooking up?
Yeah, so last year was my first year in business, like my first actual year, right?
Yeah.
It went really well for me, you know, but I basically learned a lot of new things, right? Like I thought I had my systems, you know, down to a T, like all the automations, but I basically like opened my mind to like, especially the things that you were telling me with like all the systems and the funnels and,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, so this year I'm actually just focusing on building new systems, hiring like more people for my company, and basically just having the business run on autopilot. You know,
Yeah.
like I included stuff like with like ManyChat in my DMs,
Of course.
Go High Level CRMs, more VAs, but yeah, like salespeople and setters. You know, like, and that's another thing too. Like a lot of people, they want to get rich as fuck, right? They want to make all these millions, but they have no idea about what goes on the back ends
Yeah.
of like
Behind
the
the scenes.
business. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
but yeah, people have a lot to learn. I mean, even me, you know, I had to learn all that shit, like the whole sales, marketing, running the
Yeah.
ads, and the whole back end systems and closers and setters. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. You know, it's not just like, oh shit, like we're on social media, like living this life, but like, bro,
Yeah.
there's so much bullshit behind the scenes.
Yeah, 100%, man. I always say like everything you see on social media is just the 1% of the good shit, but the 99% you don't see is the mental breakdowns, the fucking stressing out, clients not being closed, us stressing out on certain shit. That's all the stuff that you don't see, obviously, that we choose to not push out, that we choose to not portray, because we want to use our platform to serve as positivity and to spread good shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's really good. And aside from that, do you have any other plans this year, or just keep scaling the what is it, credit repair, funding? What are you kind of diving into?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, you know, my credit business, I'm scaling that, you know,
Yeah.
but I also like want to travel more this year because last year I went to like 5 countries, right?
Where'd you go?
I went to Tokyo or
Yeah.
Japan. I went to Colombia. I went to Thailand, Koh Samui, and Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah, and I took all those trips for free, like business class, like everything was free off of credit card points. You know
Shit.
that, you know, you've been
How'd
doing
you do
it.
that? How'd
So
you-
with all like the business credit cards that I have, like
Yeah.
after you meet the minimum spend, you get like a bonus points, right? These bonus points, you can transfer these bonus points over to airline partners,
Yeah.
and then you can use that to pay for your first
Pretty
class or
flex.
business class flights. Yeah, so
It's pretty fire.
that's basically what I did, bro. Like, you know, I was traveling with friends, like
Yeah.
they had to pay like $9,000-$10,000 for their business class, you know, but I got them for free, you know, so
because of the credit card points.
because of credit. Yeah, exactly.
What do you remember the credit cards that you used to redeem the points? Was it the Chase business cards by any chance? Or
Yeah, so it was the Inc. Business Cash and the Unlimited, and I also had like some Amex cards too that I had points on. Yeah.
Yeah, man, the airline points are super valuable. I think to like anyone watching this, the worst thing you can do with your credit card points is get cash back. That's the absolute like most like stupidest thing. I was about to say another word. That's the most stupidest thing that you can possibly do with your credit card points is redeem them for cash back. Like or even like redeem a credit card. There's so many things that you can do with your credit card points, from free flights, free hotels. You can get free events, free airline, just like free airline passes. There's a whole bunch of shit you can do. You have access to free lounges. You can comp your points. There's so much that you can do. You can also purchase miles. You can buy airline miles, which typically I don't recommend, but it's really good for travel. For example, maybe you're trying to take a first class flight from LAX to Paris to CDG, and maybe it's 100,000 miles, right? Maybe to buy those miles on the Air France website, it'll be $1,000. But if you were to get that same 100,000 mile flight in cash, it'd be $9,000. You know what I mean? So it makes more sense to purchase the miles from the website directly, get them transferred into your Air France account that you can set up for free. From there, that $1,000 purchase would get you 100,000 miles, which you can then use to purchase the flight. That would have been $9,000. You can literally buy them straight off the website. So this is like publicly accessible information that people just don't have access to. You know what I mean?
I've done that before. You know, like I wasted all my points, and so I had to actually buy the points from the website. Well, I just use an Aeroplan. Like they have pretty good deals, but they're like international. But another goal of mine this year, bro, is to like I know you've been watching me like my personal brand, but like I really want to level up the personal brand like even more this year. You know, like people don't realize like how powerful a personal brand is, right? Like a lot of people, yes, like they invest into their business and doing all that stuff, but like if you are the business, like you can't lose. You know,
exactly.
Like, for example, like let's say you lose all your money, right? You lose all your money, but you still have all those followers. You still have all these people that fuck with you, all these connections because of your personal brand. So like you're basically gonna have money like consistently for a really long time if you build your personal brand. You know, like opposed to somebody who like starts like a business or like a trucking business or like some bullshit like you know, eventually, like let's say it fails or whatever, then you don't have anything else. But when you do have a personal brand, you can scale it. You can sell whatever the hell you want, whether it's merch, whether it's courses, mentorship, or services, or anything like that. You know, but I know you have a personal brand, but like, what's going on with that? What's going on with yours?
Yeah. So right now, I'm currently in the works of just kind of revamping my whole brand. Basically the last year, well, technically the last 4 years, I've been in the credit business. Obviously, you know, personal brand, credit with Geo. I've done everything from credit repair, business funding, business consulting, personal funding, all these different things. Right now, the main thing that I'm pivoting this year is be more so of a business consultant and help business owners scale their company. So whatever like business industry that you may have, basically what I'm pivoting towards this year is we're still doing the credit business. That's already automated, so that's completely fine. But something that I'm really diving into is basically seeing how business owners can improve on their back-end systems, either if it's with AI, with automations, with operation systems, getting a bigger team, larger infrastructure, whatever it may be, even just seeking capital, for example, because that ties into one of the categories. For example, if there's a small mom and pop shop and they're like a food truck, I could easily just go to this food truck, and with the information, bro, that we know, we can literally, 2x, 3x the revenue per year, right? We would get them a business loan with 0% interest for the first year. From there, we could get them easily an accessible line of credit that they can implement within their business for product, inventory, merch, fulfillment. Right after that, you can easily implement like AI, like, a GHL, because I'm pretty sure they don't have a CRM. If you ask these like small food trucks, hey, are you using Go High Level? They'll say, what the fuck is that? Literally. Mm-hmm. So there's a bunch of things that these business owners, they're not really tapped into, whether it may be artificial intelligence, whether it may be like operation systems that obviously, we have access to. And the best part is that I'm switching the whole business model from, business to client to business, because there's more money helping business owners as opposed to helping clients. With the business owners, as you know, they're already generating revenue. They already have a market. They already have, profits and losses. And on top of that, they have history. So that's the best part is I'm looking for businesses that are pretty much already doing over $10,000 a month and my team, my firm, my consulting agency will go in and basically see how can we 2x, 3x your company, whether it may be implementing AI or different strategies like that. That's kind of what we're getting into. So again, a part of that is the funding aspect to it, because again, if you want to scale your company, we can provide the funding for you, and then with that funding, we'll use that to inject the capital into your business and then start building out infrastructures and things like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is this going to be like a business to business type thing? Like, you know what that is, right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
like
yeah.
you go in there,
B2B.
like you set up their whole, yeah.
Most likely. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Which is hard, by the way, that you can make a lot of money doing that shit.
Oh yeah, man. The way that I think about it is like, you can easily go to a law firm, say they're making $1 million a year, and they're just doing like hard, sales calls and shit like that, and they're not implementing any AI, go high level, or any backend systems. You can just go in and you can easily 3, 4, 5x their company. You can automate their customer service experience. You can automate their onboarding process. You can help them either fire more lawyers, which I hope not, because that's putting jobs at the market, or you can help them save more time. Because the biggest thing, bro, that businesses are looking for is to make more money or save more time, right? And if you can offer a solution in both at a reasonable price, like, hey, I just want 10% of your company, and I promise I'll 5x it, like off of a $10 million company, 10%, boom, you know what I mean? That's $1 million a year. And all you're doing is their backend shit that's automated with AI. So that's exactly what I'm kind of diving into this year. Since I was able to successfully get my credit business automated last year, that's kind of what I'm diving into this year is AI, businesses, things like that. But again, it's still all tied into credit because a lot of businesses still need the funding.
Yeah, you need to. And that's what people don't understand. Like credit, business credit especially, that's oxygen for your business, you know? If you're just relying on liquidity or liquid cash, like eventually you're going to go broke, investing into your business, because like business, like you'll have months where like, you'll break even, but sometimes you'll take some big ass L's too, and if you're just relying on your liquid cash, like, bro, it's over for you, to be honest, and then that's why you come in,
Exactly. Yeah. That's where our business model comes in and basically helps these business owners, get access to capital at 0% interest, which they can now use that actual credit, turn it into cash, and then deploy it into their capital and scale. Because a lot of the times, bro, a lot of business owners will basically tell you like, oh, the main concern or the main issue I'm having in my business right now is we're having an issue with sales. We're having an issue with product. We need another warehouse. We need this. Realistically, what they're trying to tell you is we need more fucking money. You know what I mean? Because if you had more money, you can get a second warehouse. If you had more money, you can get a second studio.
Yeah,
if you had more money,
you wouldn't be bitching about anything.
Exactly. You wouldn't be bitching about how you indirectly, subconsciously don't have money. So I think that's the biggest thing, man, is a lot of business owners, that is what's holding them back, is having access to the capital and having a plan. Because I'm sure you've gotten people funded and they just blow that shit on a fucking Hellcat and like a 30, exactly.
I mean, I've done shit like that before, so I can't, you can't blame them or whatever, but.
Right. No. But I mean, is you're doing it for a business reason, for your brand. They're just doing it to just be more honest.
Yeah, some of these people don't even have a personal brand. Exactly. They don't have anything. Like, they don't even have like any type of service that they're selling or marketing. Exactly. Yeah. So like that's another thing too. Like if you own a personal brand and you get business funding, like you definitely want to invest it obviously into your business, but you want to invest it into yourself as well. Nowadays, like people judge you, we live in that world where like people like they judge you, like what you wear, what kind of car you drive, like where you live and stuff. So with the business funding, you can definitely like level yourself up, much faster, so you can get that credibility to sell your services or product and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
No,
using credit to level up your brand.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree, bro. I think that there's a whole psychological aspect behind that too. Exactly what you said, man. A lot of individuals nowadays, especially Gen Z, this new millennia, we're so quick to judge you off of first, appearance, off of prejudice. We're so quick to just judge you off the car you have, the watch you have, the way you speak, the way you talk, what you're dressed as, what you're wearing, a bunch of things like that. But notice how nobody ever says like what degree you have. When the first time somebody makes money, no one's fucking asking, hey, what degree do you have? Fuck no. That's the last thing someone asks is, what do you work in? What do you do?
Exactly. Because like, college obviously is dead nowadays. Like, why the fuck am I going to listen to a college professor that only makes like 6 figures a year, barely, when I can just listen to like somebody who already like did the work and came up and has the fucking exotic cars, and I would rather listen to that person, than fucking actual like business degree person,
Yeah. I think also, bro, like what you have to understand is that the whole psychology behind it too is that nowadays these individuals who have money and these things like that, it's portrayed as bad. Like we associate, right, when you know, you see a rich guy and he's flexing his watch, he's flexing his car, and he doesn't, let's say he's not even selling nothing, right? He just shows his Ferrari, shows his watch, shows his mansion. The comments, fucking scammer. Oh, this guy's rental,
Facts.
this and that.
Yeah.
That's all it is, bro. That's really, really all
Fake
it is.
jewelry.
Exactly. That's literally all it is. You have to understand, bro. And like those people are just fucking dying inside. You know what I mean? Like it's really just like a projection of the shit that they wish they were, man. But aside from that, like I'm telling you, I think that it's really society that's done such a fucked up job in associating wealth with like negativity and greed, right? Because when we think of money, we think of greed and like people like they don't want to share their money and shit like that. That's what the average individual thinks. Once you're someone at the top, when you start to think of money, you think of abundance and ways that we can grow and make more money. We get happy when we think about money, right? Because we've made money. We know how easy it is. To an average individual who has not made money, when they think of money, they get nervous. You know what I mean? They get shy, they get scared, they start to associate it with negative connotations in their mind. So I think a big thing with that, bro, it's the whole psychological aspect that ties into personal branding, right? I don't think it's faking it till you make it. I think it's ensuring your credibility so that psychologically people can trust you. Because I wouldn't, respectfully, all due respect, I would not be mentored by someone who's promising to make me $1 million a year and drives a fucking Prius. Like, all due respect. Nothing against the Prius, nothing against the guy.
No, like, and there's people out there like that. Like, they'll have like 2 million liquid in the bank account, but like they drive some shitty ass bucket car. And like,
Yeah.
like, bro, like I hope they bury you with all that money and shit. You know, like.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, to a certain degree, bro, like I understand it, you know, like the whole frugal living and keeping your money, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point of making all that money and enjoying like your hard work if you're not going to spend it? Because I'm sure you've met millionaires as well that they're just so fucking stingy. They're so stingy with their money. I've met a lot of millionaires who will not fucking share anything, bro. And again, I'm not saying like, okay, you have money, so you should share. No, none of that. But I'm saying is that if you've worked hard for that money and that money is associated with pain, because everything is pain when it comes to money, but you have to work hard, you have to be ambitious, you have to strive, you got to stay up countless restless nights, you got to close deals with clients. That shit is associated with things you don't want to do, which is pain, bro. And I think what that ties into, bro, like I said, it's we have to stop looking at people who make money with such a negative, pair of glasses, pair of lens.
No, but I feel like only insecure people like see that as like a bad thing.
Exactly.
You know? Because like, you know, when I meet somebody and like they're like really confident, like damn near arrogant about their shit, I'm like, damn, like, you know, I'm impressed. Like I want to be like this person, you know. But someone who is insecure about like who they are or whatever, insecure with themselves, obviously like someone who's like really confident and ambitious will like trigger their insecurities and feel some type of way about them, you know.
Yeah.
But
I completely agree, bro. Yeah, I completely agree. Should we talk about the what's it called? I know, should we kind of pivot towards like talking about more personal stories, or keep stay on the credit stuff?
No, yeah, go ahead. I know basically you were telling me that you were telling me about your friend that like he would like use like credit to like go into like these lounges or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude. So all right, so I'm about to tell you guys a story. I'll tell you a story right now, bro. A lot of people will call it broke. I call that shit creative financing. And I'll tell you, leveraging the game, bro. Right? So check this out. I used to have this boy, and what he would do is he would book basically like one-way refundable airline tickets, like at any airport, right? LAX specifically. And I kind of sort of showed him how to do it, hypothetically speaking. You know, I showed him because I know the credit game. Yeah. And he was like, hey, bro, could I possibly if I just got approved for this Delta Platinum, and it has access to the lounge, would I be able to just freely go into the airport, access the lounge, and just chill there, right? And because in the lounges with these Delta and these American Express Platinum Centurion lounges, they give you free drinks, they have free showers, sometimes they even have free massages, like that you can redeem with your credit, bunch of free food, and it's good quality food, bro. It's not like airplane fucking food. So he was asking me that, and I was like, I mean, hypothetically speaking, bro, you could book a flight, because they don't let you in the lounges without actual ticket. You know what I mean? You could book a flight and get through TSA and everything, show them the barcode at the door, right? Get into the lounge. Once you're at the lounge, just refund your ticket. That's literally all you could do. And then you still have access to the lounge, the amenities, all that stuff. Yeah. And if you made sure it's a refundable ticket with the airline, you'll just get your money right back. So with that, I used to have this boy, and he was trying to take this chick out on a date, and he was like trying to impress her. And I just kind of said it as a joke, And what he did was he took an Uber, him and this girl, he like parked his car about like a few blocks down from the airport, took an Uber to LAX. He booked them one-way tickets that were refundable. And once they got in the lounge, he just refunded the tickets pretty much. And then they got free drinks, free food, and he even got a free massage.
No, that's fire.
Yeah. Like I said, some people will see that and hear it and be like, yeah, that guy's fucking broke. I see it, I'm like, bro, he's a fucking creative flexer.
You got to. You got to do shit like that, bro. Like, if it's free, might as well hack it, you know? Because that's the thing about credit. It's all hacks. You know, they're all hacks and stuff. And, like, to be honest, like, I did some shit like that. Like, anyways, I was in Vegas one time. Okay, so I was in Vegas, and then I met this girl, right, in Vegas. It was like a group of girls. But, like, one of them, like, basically, like, we were hanging out or whatever, and, like, you know, we were going to get down to business, right? But then she was like, oh, like, but what am I going to get? Like, are you going to give me something? And then she was like, because, like, I was in this penthouse, right?
Yeah.
At this penthouse, like, I had all my credit cards, like, on the table and shit. Like, some of them worked, some of them, you know, didn't, whatever. But she was like, oh, can I use one of those credit cards to go buy a bag tomorrow? And, like, you know, we can do this or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. But I gave this girl like a Amex that was already like canceled, you know, like, but anyways, I gave it to her, you know, and then like the next day she was like, hey, the credit card got declined. Like they said it didn't work.
Oh no.
But you get what I'm trying to,
Yeah, even like legally speaking, bro, you could have just woke up with your credit cards gone. She could have bought something, and you could just call your bank and say it was fraud. Because in legality terms, she did steal your credit cards and bought shit, and you would still legally be insured. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that the chargeback policies on credit cards is actually insane, bro. You can make an investment on a credit card, and if it goes wrong or it goes south, you can call up your credit card company, explain to them the situation, and they'll refund your money from the payment processor. Like, let's say you get scammed. It's best to always make an investment on a credit card. Because if you get scammed, you can just call up your bank, do a chargeback, right? And you can't do that on a debit card, right? Maybe you can to a certain extent, but it's not as easy as a credit card.
Yeah,
like
it takes longer for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Chase Bank, one time when I was in Paris, actually, somebody did steal my credit card, and they bought a bunch of shit. At one of these, I don't even know because everything was in French.
They bought a Louis bag, huh?
Yeah, yeah, so they bought a Louis bag, and then basically, no, not seriously, but yeah, they bought a bunch of shit in like Paris, and I just called up my bank, and I instantly got credited $2,000 immediately. Like literally just explained to them the situation. Hey, my car just got stolen. I'm in France, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to do. That same day, I got the $2,000 in a credit right back into my account. Boom. And like that's something that a debit card cannot do for you, right? It doesn't have that insurance as much as a credit card does.
No, facts, because credit is the bank's money. Like your checking account, the debit, it's insured, it's protected. That's your money, you know? Yeah. So it's like, obviously it's different, but I mean, I keep all my credit cards locked. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I really don't even use the physical cards anymore. I just use Apple Pay.
Yeah. But even Apple Pay is even more secure. They're saying like, you know, like the skimmers at like gas stations and stuff, where people like steal your card info. I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but it's like nearly impossible or way harder to steal card info from Apple Pay as opposed to a physical like card. I've even started pivoting more so towards Apple Pay when I heard about this stuff.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful, bro, because when you have that shit on your phone, like you don't know when to stop spending money.
Yeah,
you know?
No, that's true.
That shit's horrible.
That is also something about credit where the banks do get us, bro. Like, you know, psychologically, once you have your credit, let's say you get approved for $50,000 on a piece of plastic, a 0% interest credit card. Since you're seeing it, bro, on a piece of plastic, right, and the money's not actual tangible, meaning it's not physical, you can't hold it. You don't really have this emotional, sentimental value to the money because it's like it's digital. It doesn't fucking exist.
Not even real.
It's not even real, bro. Yeah. It's just on a fucking line of credit. That is gonna make you like, and I believe that they actually conducted studies and like surveys on this, bro. I just don't know the exact source, but they showed that people are more likely to spend on a credit card as opposed to physical cash. Because when it's your cash, bro, it's in front of you. You see the pile going down and down and down. Yeah. You don't want to waste it. But when it's a credit card, there's really not as much emotion associated with it. And also, like, this money is lent to you, which obviously, again, it's lent to you. It's not your money, but people are still going to associate, you know, the bank's money with, oh, shit, this is my money, right? And then they're going to spend it like it's their money on, you know, what are not known as assets, what are liabilities, right? So that's like that's basically leads us into, like, my next question is, if someone is watching you right now, and this is the first time they're ever meeting you, and they wanted some advice, like it's an 18-year-old, 19, 20-year-old guy wants your advice, what kind of advice would you give them about how to get started and kind of how to be wealthy in the quickest amount of time while doing it, legally, ethical, all that stuff?
Yeah, so obviously, like the best advice is to like work on your credit, right? If you have money, dump it all into your credit and building on your credit profile. Because the moment you turn 18, right? Let's say you get added as an authorized user. By the moment you're 18, you can actually apply for your first credit card, and you can actually build your personal credit profile and your personal credit limits, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you're 18, like you can literally get like your first 50K in personal credit within like 6 months.
Yeah.
You're gonna be an 18-year-old with $50,000 in credit. Now, what you can do is you can actually take that 50K, and then you can actually like, this might be controversial and shit, but get that 50K, like go buy you a Rolex. It don't have to be expensive. It could be like 4 or 5K, 7K, whatever, like a Datejust or something. Get a zero interest, right, on a credit card. Get the Rolex, and then you want to finance like a new vehicle, right? And the way you want to finance the vehicle is you want to make sure you get a vehicle that's already been depreciated.
Yeah.
That way, like you don't lose any money, right? Because if you buy a new car, obviously you're gonna lose like damn near half of the value. But
Yeah, of course.
but if you can get yourself into like a nice like AMG C63, like fully spec'd out for like 40K or whatever, you won't lose any money, So so build your credit profile, right? Get you a Rolex, get you a nice car, and then you can use that to basically like go network or actually start some type of personal brand on social media.
Yeah.
And let's say you don't do none of that shit. Like, let's say you go to job interviews and stuff. Like, if you pull up to a job interview with a Rolex and a nice car, like they're gonna take you more serious. Like, even though you don't know your shit,
Yeah, of course.
They're gonna be like, oh no, like I need this guy on my team. Like he obviously knows something. Like
of course.
you're 18 years old with the fucking Rolex and shit. But that's the thing. Like, not a lot of people are gonna do that. Like,
Yeah.
you give somebody like 50, 100K, the last thing they're thinking about is buying a new watch or getting into a new car. But yeah, like the best investment you can make into yourself basically is in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's leveraging your personal brand. I think something that's very important as well, that's like not talked about enough, is investing in implementable and like actionable skills that you can use that are essential. Like if you're gonna learn a skill, right? If I'm gonna spend the next 5 years of my life learning piano, unless I'm fucking planning on using piano to make money, I wouldn't learn that skill, right? Unless that skill brings you fucking happiness or whatever. Happiness does not pay your fucking bills. What pays your bills is money. You need to learn skills that make you money, that are essential in an economy that people need all year round. Learn how to file taxes, learn about credit, learn real estate, learn, stocks, learn a bunch of different industries that people need. People are always going to need life insurance. People will need to file their taxes. People need credit, things like this. I think that if you can derive yourself of just pure, like fully learning as much skills as possible that are going to help you. I think if you tie those skills with the personal brand, I think the sky's the limit for sure. Yeah.
No, facts. And obviously credit is number one, because like, let's say you do have 50, 100K in accessible credit when you're like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Then like you can play around with all this other shit, right? Like you can basically like, learn about, like you said, real estate or like taxes or how to do a digital service or something like you have money to like basically like test things out, because like not everything's going to work out for you like the first time.
I
like,
agree.
When you're coming up, you're testing out a bunch of other bullshit like e-commerce, Amazon. You're doing all this extra shit, but then you find that one thing, and then that's what takes you off. That's what makes you take off, But when you have the credit, obviously, like it gives you like that room to like fuck up a little bit, Because like most 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, like they're broke as shit, Like when I was 18, I was fucking poor as fuck. If I would have known everything that I know now, like the credit system and business credit and leveraging all these banks, like I would have been multi-millionaire by now,
Yeah, no, that's crazy. It really makes you think. Yeah, so, that's pretty good advice to an 18-year-old. Yeah, I would say do that as well. Pair that with an exceptional skill that you can learn how to monetize off of and make money off of. I think those two alone will take you super far in life, because once you have a skill, the personal brand as well, it's very important. But you tie the personal brand with that skill plus learning how to market that skill and publicly push out your services. Because, dude, I know a lot of people, too, that are making a shit ton of money and they have no personal brand. And again, it's everyone's choice. But if you really dive like deep into building a personal brand, and when we say brand, it doesn't always have to be flashy or anything. It's just you need a brand to ensure credibility so that people can basically purchase your products a lot easier. It's the trust.
Facts,
That's all the brand is for. It's so that individuals can trust you. Maybe they're going to trust you more when you buy things because that shows, hey, I have money, I can afford these things, I'm more trusted. Maybe they're going to trust you more when you give them free game on credit, on technology, on taxes, on different things. They're going to trust you more. But all building a brand is that people really like overlook is literally just trust. How can I get you to trust me more so that I can help you make money or vice versa? Things like that. So all it is building trust, and there's many ways to build trust. Me personally, I believe in building your brand as well through forms of social credibility. Like you said, buying the watch, I've gotten that. Buying the car, I got 2 Mercedes last year. I moved out, I got my own crib, things like that. That has definitely helped my credibility. Tied that with my skill set, that has helped tremendously.
Like not only that, like getting all these things, like just push you more.
Yeah, it does.
Push you more. They make you more motivated. Like when you wake up and like you have that nice ass car in your garage, like it just pushes you to do better for sure.
Yeah,
make more money. But no, like because like look, even if you have like 5-10K, like what do you? I mean, you can invest it into like a mentorship or a mentor, learn the skill, but you really can't become rich. With 10K, like, so I would just say invest that into your credit, build it out to where you do have 100, $250,000, you turn that 10K into 100, $250,000, like within like 2 years,
Yeah, of course.
Of just credit. But, I mean, that's the way that I did it and shit, so.
Yeah, I agree. I think also there's a lot more benefits, and then you have a lot more security, like, with your startups, leveraging credit because it's the bank's money. And the way that I'll give you an example is I had this guy the other day, and literally this is a true story. It's this kid. He's like 19, 20. And one of his dad's friends, his dad is very wealthy, and his dad's friend, he lent him 100 racks. And he was like, what should I do with this? Like, should I go start this business? And I said, first things first, let's focus on paying your dad's friend back. Like, invest it in your credit. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I told him. Go open up several different business checking accounts, start seasoning, start making deposits, start opening up merchant accounts, start building your internal scores with these banks, start leveraging this capital that you have, this liquid, and deploying it at several different financial institutions, because all that's doing is, again, everything is credit. Credit is short for credibility. All this is doing by you deploying 20 racks at Chase Bank, 50K at Bank of America, 40K at Wells Fargo. It's just ensuring and solidifying your credibility with the bank, which, again, in the long run, they're going to give you more credit. If you have 40K in an account, they're going to probably give you 3x that on a credit card, 2x that on a line of credit. So for everyone out there, like, if you have all this liquid cash, put it in a fucking checking account and look to build a relationship with that bank so they can extend you a line of credit. And so many people are worried, like, what happens if I can't pay back this line of credit? What happens if it fails? I'll tell you 2 things. Realistically speaking, I would hate to save up 100 racks, and it takes me 5 years of my life, which, again, that's still being super optimistic. Most people to save 100K, bro, would take them 10, 15 years.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Impossible, bro. Impossible in today's economy. But 2, imagine spending that 100K on a business and it fucking fails. Dude, I'll literally spend the last $100 on a fucking gun to kill myself. Straight up. Like, that's literally what I would do, bro, because I don't see the point in using your own liquid cash to start a business. You have no security. There's just all the risks. And especially if it's your first business, you're fucking up bad. If you use your credit to start the business, God forbid it goes bad, you can just fucking file bankruptcy. You can surrender assets. You can do whatever. You can go to collections.
Chapter 11, charge it off.
There's so many things you can do, and then you just get your head back in the game, right? You can spend 100K in credit, and then I'm in debt. Okay, well, now I have 100K in my liquid cash. I can go redeploy on a new business model and then recover all this debt that I paid off, right? There's so many things that you can do. You can legally get out of debt. Again, like I said, I'm not pro bankruptcy or anything. I don't think people should be filing it. But if you absolutely have to, if somebody pointed a gun to my head, which is basically what banks do when they say, hey, you owe us $250,000, like, you have to pay us back, or you have to surrender, your house, your assets. If you're telling me I could just file bankruptcy and then walk away scotch-free, fix my credit, in less than 2 years, get that off, and then just start all over, bro, I'll do that anytime.
No, yeah, like, there's so many ways to do it, bro. There's so many ways to do it. Like, I have a few clients that did file for bankruptcy, years back, and like they still got access to 100, $250,000 in credit, you know, like build out their credit profiles and everything. So, like, there's always options, bro. Like, there's always options. But yeah, like, going back to like the liquid cash, like, a lot of people who like fund their businesses with liquid cash, like sometimes like they try to hold on to their business, like not knowing that businesses don't last forever.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
businesses they have their runs,
Yeah.
like your business might do good for like 1 or 2 or 3 years, but by that fourth year, like you're basically holding on to that shit. And a lot of people like are using their own personal cash to like
Yeah.
keep that shit alive.
And
But
they're using their emotions in the business, which is the last thing you have to do. And in business, bro, you don't go into a business off of what you like or what you love. That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. A lot of people say, yeah, I want to sell t-shirts because I love it. Yes, don't get me wrong. Like, you need a form of passion to scale your business. But at the end of the day, bro, if you want to make money, you need to do the right things, the right place, at the right time with the right people, and you'll get the right outcome.
yeah,
That's literally all it is. But when you approach it with an emotional approach, you cannot make money being emotional. It just does not work out. You have to use rationalism. You have to understand, okay, I live in this state, I live in this country. This business would work great here because of what my market needs, right? I'm selling what is needed, not if you're from fucking Guatemala and your family can't afford shit, why would you start a fucking clothing line or something? Nobody's gonna buy that shit. They can't even afford food, right? But they're gonna say, oh, because I'm passionate about clothing. All right, yeah, well, let your passion pay the bills, bro.
and like a lot of times too, like when you start making good money, like 40, 50K a month or something like that, like you like to get comfortable sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
You get
definitely.
comfortable and then fucking shit starts fucking up in the back end, and then you stop giving a fuck, and then
Yeah.
but you're too busy over here fucking spending the money and like going out when you should have been like going even harder,
Yeah.
when you were making 40, 50K a month, but that shit happens to everybody, that shit's happened to me before too, where like, 1 month I'll make $50,000
Yeah.
and I'll spend the whole 50K.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, damn, bro, I'm fucking done. Like, it's shit's over for me. But then the next month, I'll make like another 50, 60K,
And then
but
you're back in the game.
I'm back in the game. But like now, like, okay, I can't get too comfortable. Like, I have to keep going. Like, because, bro, like I said, these runs don't last forever. Like, whatever it is that you're doing with business, whatever the fuck you're selling right now, you got to milk the fuck out of it,
Yeah.
And then, cash out once it starts dying off. Then you go on to your next shit,
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. Like people try to do too much shit at once. Like
Yeah.
they have a fucking e-commerce business, Amazon. They do
And you
fucking
don't even know what they do. Like, they post, like, what is their brand? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly,
They do a whole
bro.
bunch of shit. Like,
A lot of people too, bro. Like on their profiles, they'll be like, "Fucking, I'm a nurse, a doctor, fucking real estate investor." Like, bro, like do one thing, bro. Like the people that do all bunch of other shit, like they end up going broke. Like a lot of them.
Someone once told me, the individual who is good at all things is good at nothing, but the individual who is good at one thing can master it, like, to its full capabilities. And I completely agree on that, bro. That's why my first skill to master in general was, honestly, for me, it was just credit. Like I said, I don't know about yours or anything, but for me, it was credit. Like once I learned to master that and learned, all right, I can repair credit, I can build credit, I can get, startup businesses funded through credit, I can help individuals, do a bunch of things with credit, save money on taxes through credit. Once I found out these things through the credit, I knew, damn, this is going to be the foundation to so many other businesses. Credit, you know what I mean? And that's what I love about credit, bro, is that it's literally the backbone in the United States of everything you need: a house, a car, a loan, things like that to start a business, anything. But the banks in the United States are such pro credit. They want you to take loans out, bro. They want you to use their money because, respectfully, they want you to fuck up.
And they throw money at you
exactly
all the time
because they're hoping you fail. They're hoping you fuck up. That's why they give you 0% interest, introductory offers. That's why they're giving you, $5,000, like $50,000 with no financials at certain banks, at certain financial
no
institutions.
documents.
Exactly.
That's what we do, by the way. No document loans, like no tax returns, nothing. We'll get you 100, quarter million, no docs.
Yeah, it all comes down, bro, because the reason why they're so like easily, lending out money is because they want you to fail. You know what I mean? Like that's why they're not so strict when it comes to asking for financials, bank statements, tax returns, because they could give less of a fuck, bro, if you're lending money to a fucking monkey. They really don't care, bro. It's like, do you have an SSN? All right, you're a monkey. Okay, cool. Let's give you a fucking loan.
Yeah, but like a lot of it depends also like on your credit profile as well, and like that's key. Like that credit profile that you have. Like a lot of people, they're going through all this bullshit, but like the answer to all their prayers is literally right there, like on their phone, like the Experian app, the Credit Karma, like that's literally like your golden ticket right there. And like some people just like don't even really care about it. Like I meet people all the time when they're like, oh yeah, I have 2 credit cards, like just for emergencies, and I'm like, bro, you're a fucking idiot. And like, you could be a fucking multimillionaire if you learn how to actually leverage this shit, you know, the right way. And when I first got into the credit game, like, I would always talk about credit, bro, especially with my friends, my friends, my family, like, oh yeah, credit this, credit that, like, bro, you can like get like 6 figures in credit, 0 interest. Like, people will look at me like I was fucking crazy and like fucking retarded and shit. But those same people, 2 years later, they're all in my DMs trying to hit me up. Hey, bro, put me on. Hey, bro, how do I do this? Like now you got to pay. Now you got to pay to learn the sauce because like when I was 2 years ago, when I was like trying to like teach you and do it for you, like you thought I was fucking crazy, but no, like this credit game shit is real. I mean, obviously you're a walking testimonial. I'm a walking testimonial. The other people that we hang out with, they're all walking testimonials. So this shit is real, bro. And you know, we wouldn't even be here right here, like if it wasn't for that shit, to be honest.
Yeah, I do agree, man. I do feel like you know, the credit avenue, the credit aspect has definitely changed my life for sure. You know, in more ways that I can even count, bro. Just when it came to like understanding the way that credit is used in everyday, you know, expenses, like they're starting to implement it into background checks now. Like that's something that they're trying to actually pass is certain jobs. Like if you're hired up at a very, very high up position, they'll actually run a background check and soft pull your credit. Just to make sure.
They do that. Yeah, like casino jobs and like high corporate jobs. Like they'll
because why would you want someone to work for you who has fucked up credit? It says everything about them. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this guy's fucked up credit. He can't even pay his payments on time. He's probably not going to show up to work on time, right? So that literally goes to show you how deep this shit is getting, right? The financial system is only getting more tighter and tighter, and new regulations, new loopholes are coming out every single day. And again, it all just comes down to being able to access this information and putting yourself in the right room with the right people in the right environment, and you'll literally get the right outcome, right? Which again, we're walking proof of this shit.
Yeah, no facts, bro. But that's what gets me excited, though. You know, like we're barely starting. You know, we're still young. Like I was talking to one of my mentors. He's like, bro, because he has Aventadors, like Ferraris, like fucking Rolls Royces, Richard Milles. But he was like, bro, he's like, you're so young. He's like, when you're 35, just know you're gonna have everything you ever wanted. You know, and like the thing with credit hacking, like I already see that shit. I've been seeing that shit, but you know, we're just making you guys aware of like how this shit works and that this shit really is possible.
Yeah. Should we? Do you want to mention anything about your school community or anything about that?
Yeah. So I recently launched the online school where like I teach you everything step by step. You know, how to fix your credit, how to build your credit, and basically how to get business funding. So you know, click the link in my bio. It's actually called Rich Off Credit. You know, everything that I have, all the information that I have on there is basically information that I used. I'm pretty sure you used before because it's all the same shit. So yeah, I launched a new school. Go sign up. Like that's just pretty lit, you know. And that's the thing. Like that shit is only $47 a month, right? But they think that is a fucking scam. But those same people, they'll go to a fucking university, spend like $50,000 to learn business from a guy who doesn't even have a fucking business and drives a fucking Toyota.
Yeah.
But like they'll pay him $50K. But like they won't even spend $47 a month like for my school and shit. But obviously we have a bunch of members in there. But I'm just saying, you know, people's mentality are so fucked up, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down a lot, like not only from, you know, what their parents instilled in them, because I don't know about like what your relationship was like with your family, bro, but with me, my parents, same thing, bro. Like a little bit about what you were saying. I would talk about credit and stuff, and I remember vividly one of my parents told me one time, they said like nobody needs their fucking credit fixed, just like that, like straight up. I remember I was talking, I won't say which parent it was, but I was talking to one of my parents, and bro, that shit hurt me. It low key demoralized the fuck out of me, like being so ambitious and, you know, being hungry and full of life, and just going up to them and be like, yeah, I'm gonna start a credit business. I'm gonna repair people's credit, and I think I've done a lot of market research, and people need that. There's over 500 million Americans in the United States that have fucked up credit. I think I can do this. And I remember they just looked at me and they're like, nobody needs their fucking credit fixed. Like, that's stupid. Yeah.
No, yeah. Like when I was younger too, like my mom told me that shit too. She was like, I was watching like this podcast where they're like, oh yeah, you can get $250,000 with no docs, 0 interest with your business credit or whatever. My mom was like, why are you listening to that? Like, that's fake. Like, that's not even real.
Yeah.
You know, but yet 2 years later, like I went beyond that, you know. But But yeah, it just goes to show, bro. Like people are just like they're just ignorant. To be honest, they're ignorant.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't like to learn, they don't like to do new things and shit. Like, but that's the thing too. Like going back to like the online school and like the college shit. Um, like they don't teach you credit in school. Like they don't teach you none of that
for a
shit.
reason.
Like they don't teach you how to build out your credit profile, how to do credit mix, like revolving accounts, installment accounts, how to hack cars. You know, how to like apply for business funding through PG. Like they don't teach you none of that shit. You know, like maybe there's a reason why they don't teach you. Maybe they don't want you to learn the banking system, or you know, but they'll teach you psychology and shit, and they'll teach you all this other bullshit that ain't gonna help you in life. But
I mean, they teach you skills that you can use to implement, like for someone else who owns the business. You know what I mean?
No,
but chances are the person that owns the business, chances are he didn't go to school. The only ones that really, like from business owners that I work with, the ones that really do end up owning the businesses are like lawyers or doctors, because like they've been a doctor for like 10 years and then they're like, fuck this, why am I working for another doctor? This guy owns the clinic and he's probably making like 10 mil a year. I can do the exact same shit and just transition my mindset from being a worker to a business owner. And it's really not a lot. It's really not a lot to make that transition, to make that shift, because a lot of people out there are working 9 to 5s and they're wondering, how do I make that transition, right? From being a 9 to 5 worker to a business owner. And the number one thing, bro, that I'd say, it's all your mindset. Like as corny as that sounds, bro, but it really is your mindset, because when you're working a 9 to 5, think about it, you're so caught up on, like, I remember when I worked at fucking, like I used to work at Target, bro. And I would just bag groceries. And I would look at the fucking clock every fucking 5 minutes just to make sure that, like, is the time going? Is the time going? Because I wanted to get off the shift. I was not present. I was not present, bro. I was not present. 8 hours standing all fucking day just to barely get a 30-minute lunch break and be so happy with those 30 minutes of freedom while only getting paid fucking $15 an hour, making like fucking $200 a week. And to me, it's like that was my literal hell, bro. I felt so trapped. Like I literally just felt so trapped. And I think that the biggest thing you can do, like starting off, and if you want to become, you know, an entrepreneur, it's first things first is learn about like how you can start having this like positive, abundant mindset. Again, as corny as that sounds, that is what you need to be successful in business. You really do, because imagine you wake up every day and you're like, fuck, man, this client's probably not going to pay me. Fuck, this person's probably going to screw me over. It's that scarcity mindset, bro. And that's what holds you back, bro. You make these like mental parameters around yourself, and with these parameters that basically enables you to do certain shit. Like imagine this, bro, like it's the way I'll explain it is, imagine growing up, you know, you train like martial arts and you fight and you become one of the greatest fucking kickboxing champions in the world. Imagine that same story, but growing up, the doctor told him, hey, you have a heart condition and you shouldn't train. But it's the same person, and he just never knew he had a heart condition because that doctor put this mental limiting belief in him, even though it is a physical condition. That child chose to believe what others have portrayed on him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's the same thing with individuals. It's whatever your parents tell you, you're going to choose to believe. And that's why you have to be the black sheep of the family. You have to be the odd one out. And you have to understand, like, with all due respect, I love my family. I love my parents. And I have a lot of my clients that are like, yeah, my mom said that I shouldn't, you know, get this credit card, or I shouldn't do this. I asked them, hey, man, with all due respect, what does your mom do? Oh, she works as a cleaner at a hotel.
Do you want to be like your mom? You know?
Like with all due respect, like why are you taking financial advice from someone that you wouldn't want to be financially where they are? You know,
or any advice at that point.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, man. Like maybe if it's someone trying to give me advice on like fitness, I would take advice from someone who's fit and in shape. Maybe if someone is trying to give me advice on finances, I would take advice from someone who is financially fit. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, they let individuals kind of like they'll give in to their negative, like, you know, beliefs and shit that they have to say. But anytime that you're giving criticism, bro, like look at the source of it. Like, all right, who is criticizing me, right? Do they make more money than me? Are they in more shape than me? Are they smarter than me? Is it valid what they're saying? And if someone's like calling you broke, but they're working a fucking 9 to 5 themselves and don't have shit figured out, you should not let that get to you.
I fucking hate that shit when like people who have a job and shit, they try to tell me like, oh no, but what if you post like this? And what if you do like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't know shit, you know? I know it sounds fucked up, but like,
no, I mean, it's the truth. There's a reason why you're successful and they're not. As fucked up as it sounds, you have to understand that that's the harsh reality of being a man, like, and just being in business. It's the harsh reality. It's, you're driven by results. I don't give a fuck about what you have to tell me. What can you show me? Like, where are you at in life? I don't care that you're promising me all these things. I'm not sold on fake promises. I'm sold on results. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you have to show me? It's the same in relationships. Like, your partner should be so quick to say, I'm going to change, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I don't give a fuck what you have to tell me. Show me. You know what I mean? Show me. Like, I don't care. Everyone is so quick to sell you on what you want to hear, but they're like very, very slow to actually do what, you need, like needs to be done. So that's one of the biggest things, bro, that I've realized, that I would also give, any aspiring entrepreneur out there. That piece of advice is, if you are kind of stuck right now, like, what business should I start in? What should I do? Like, as Tony said, first things first is, it's all about like that personal development. And that ties into building your brand, building your credit, learning a bunch of like key valuable like asset skills that are going to be needed in essential like work businesses, right? That's super, super important. That's like some advice that I'd give right there.
Yeah, no, facts. But no, I appreciate you coming out, bro. I know we haven't linked up in a while, but yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna end it for now, but
Yeah.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and appreciate you guys tuning in.
Sure, bro.
Yeah. All right.
You want to do your VSL?
Yeah, we'll do it right now. We'll just do
Perfect.
it real quick.
Yeah, no, bro, it's cool.